I will give you exact science, research-based, and accurate real tips about your health for free. You are spending money every month on blood sugar medications, eye health supplements, cholesterol formulas, and erectile dysfunction treatments that cost $20, $30, $60, while something that costs $1 per serving and has been eaten as medicine across Persia, Turkey, and the Mediterranean for 9,000 years has now been validated by modern clinical research to lower blood sugar more effectively than most over-the-counter supplements through a pistachio-specific mechanism that no other nut replicates. Protect the eyes from the macular degeneration and cataracts that are the leading causes of blindness in people over 45 through the highest lutein and zeaxanthin content of any nut. Improve erectile function and sexual health through documented endothelial nitric oxide restoration. Reduce LDL cholesterol through a triple mechanism that addresses oxidation, absorption, and liver receptor functions simultaneously. And deliver the complete B vitamin complex that energy metabolism, nerve function, and red blood cell production all require. People over 45 are buying lutein eye supplements in capsules, purchasing expensive nitric oxide boosters for vascular health, and spending money on blood sugar management formulas, each addressing one system, while a handful of pistachios addresses the eye, the artery, the pancreatic beta cell, and the nerve simultaneously through the most bioavailable whole food delivery of these compounds that human biology was designed to absorb. Today I am going to show you exactly what happens when you eat pistachios for 7 days over 45. But first, hold this question. If pistachios protect your vision, restore vascular function, and stabilize blood sugar simultaneously for $1, what has been slowly and silently declining in your body while you were spending money on separate solutions for each? I am Dr. Christine Rodriguez, and today I am going to give you the complete science of what 7 days of daily pistachio consumption does inside your body. From your eyes, to your arteries, to your blood sugar, to your nerves, starting from day 1. Now let me tell you exactly what happens inside your body when you eat pistachios for 7 days over 45. 3 things change, and by the time I finish describing all 3, you will understand why this one daily handful does more for your vision, your vascular health, and your blood sugar than most of what you have been purchasing to protect them separately. The first thing that happens is your eyes begin receiving the specific protection that macular degeneration and cataracts require, but that most people have never been told comes from food. Pistachios are the only commonly eaten nut that contains significant amounts of lutein and zeaxanthin, the 2 carotenoids that are the primary pigments of the macula, the central region of the retina responsible for sharp, detailed vision. Lutein and zeaxanthin function as the macula's built-in sunscreen. They absorb the high-energy blue light that damages photoreceptor cells, neutralize the reactive oxygen species that this light generates, and maintain the structural integrity of the retinal pigment epithelium that supports and nourishes the photoreceptors above it. After 45, macular pigment density progressively declines as lutein and zeaxanthin levels in the retina fall. And this decline is directly correlated with the increasing risk of age-related macular degeneration that makes it the leading cause of irreversible vision loss in adults over 50. Pistachios provide lutein and zeaxanthin in a fat-containing food matrix, and fat is required for carotenoid absorption, which is why isolated lutein supplements taken without fat have dramatically reduced bioavailability compared to lutein from pistachio consumed with its own oleic acid. Beyond the carotenoids, pistachios provide vitamin E, specifically gamma-tocopherol, that protects the lens of the eye from the oxidative cross-linking of lens proteins that produces cataracts, the clouding of the lens that is the most common cause of correctable vision loss after 45. Research published in the American Journal of Clinical Nutrition found that higher dietary lutein and zeaxanthin intake was associated with a 43% reduction in risk of advanced macular degeneration, with the food matrix delivery from sources like pistachios producing superior protection compared to isolated supplement forms. The second thing that happens is your vascular and sexual health begins improving through the restoration of endothelial nitric oxide production. Pistachios have one of the highest arginine contents of any nut, approximately 2 grams of L-arginine per 1 ounce serving. L-arginine is the direct substrate for endothelial nitric oxide synthase, the enzyme in the cells lining every artery and vein in the body that produces nitric oxide, the molecule responsible for arterial relaxation, blood pressure regulation, and the vascular dilation that blood flow to every organ, including reproductive tissue, requires. After 45, endothelial nitric oxide production declines progressively as the endothelial cells lining arteries accumulate oxidative damage, as L-arginine availability decreases, and as the arginase enzyme that competes with nitric oxide synthase for L-arginine becomes increasingly active. The result is the arterial stiffening, the blood pressure elevation, and the reduced blood flow to peripheral tissue, including sexual tissue, that characterize vascular aging after 45. A landmark randomized controlled trial published in the International Journal of Impotence Research found that men consuming 100 grams of pistachios daily for 3 weeks showed significant improvements in erectile function scores, endothelial function measurements, and lipid profiles, with the improvement directly attributable to the L-arginine-driven nitric oxide restoration and the polyphenol antioxidant protection of endothelial cells that pistachio consumption produced. The vascular benefit extends to the entire arterial system, not only to sexual function, making the daily pistachio the cardiovascular and vascular health intervention that improves every organ that blood flow determines. The third thing that happens is your blood sugar enters a pattern of stabilization that researchers have specifically named the pistachio effect. Pistachios have the lowest glycemic index of any nut, a glycemic index of just 15, and their consumption before or with carbohydrate-containing meals produces a reduction in post-meal blood glucose that research has documented consistently across multiple studies, and that the researchers studying it gave its own name. The mechanism is a combination of factors unique to pistachios. Their fiber content, 3 grams per 1 ounce serving, slows gastric emptying. Their healthy fat slows carbohydrate absorption. Their protein activates the incretin hormones GLP-1 and GIP that stimulate insulin secretion in proportion to the glucose arriving, producing a more precisely matched insulin response that prevents both the excessive spike and the subsequent excessive drop. And their antioxidant polyphenols, particularly anthocyanins and resveratrol, reduce the oxidative stress in pancreatic beta cells that impairs their ability to secrete insulin adequately. Research published in Diabetes Care found that replacing a high-carbohydrate snack with pistachios produced a 20 to 30% reduction in post-meal glucose and a 30% reduction in post-meal insulin in adults with pre-diabetes, confirming the pistachio effect across multiple metabolic pathways simultaneously. 3 changes, 7 days, $1. Now let me show you exactly how to get all 3. If you are serious about taking care of your health after 45, this video is for you. And here is exactly what you are going to get from it. First, I have shown you the 3 things happening inside your body when you eat pistachios for 7 days. Know these before you begin, because understanding the biology is what keeps you consistent when results take the days they naturally take. Second, 3 exact methods, step by step, precise quantities, precise timing, a complete protocol starting today. Third, the science, the mechanism, the research. So you are not taking my word for it, you are following a protocol validated by clinical evidence. This is not a video you watch and forget. Write down the methods and begin today. Stay for every section. Each one builds on the one before it. Skip any part, and you will miss the piece that makes everything else work. Here is the commitment I am making to you today. Follow the 3 methods I am going to give you with complete consistency for 7 days. Just 7 days. And here is what that week looks like. By day 1 and 2, the L-arginine begins restoring endothelial nitric oxide production. Blood pressure begins trending lower, peripheral circulation improves, and the vascular stiffness that reduced nitric oxide produces begins relaxing. By day 3 and 4, the pistachio effect on blood sugar accumulates. Post-meal energy crashes reduce. The persistent hunger that blood sugar instability drives quiets, and mental alertness through the afternoon improves as glucose enters the bloodstream more gradually. By day 5 and 6, the lutein and zeaxanthin begin incorporating into retinal tissue. Visual sharpness and contrast sensitivity may begin improving as macular pigment density gradually increases. By day 7, the combined cardiovascular, metabolic, and visual benefits begin operating together. The systemic vascular improvement from nitric oxide restoration, the blood sugar stability from the pistachio effect, and the beginning of retinal carotenoid replenishment, all active simultaneously. 7 days, starting today. One more thing before the methods. Right now, make one decision. You are going to buy raw or dry roasted, unsalted pistachios today. Specifically, in-shell pistachios if available. In-shell pistachios slow eating rate by 40 to 50% compared to shelled pistachios, and the slower eating rate is not a minor detail. Research has documented that the time required to open pistachio shells creates a natural pause between each nut that allows satiety signals to develop between bites, reducing total calorie intake and extending the blood sugar stabilization effect compared to eating shelled nuts at the faster pace most people consume them. The empty shells also provide a visual cue of how much has been eaten. Research found that people eating in-shell pistachios consumed 41% fewer calories than those eating pre-shelled pistachios. Raw or dry roasted, unsalted, in-shell where possible. 1 ounce, approximately 49 kernels per day. $1 per serving. Today is your first handful. So let me show you exactly how to use pistachios for 7 days. Step by step, precise quantities, exact timing. The first method is 1 ounce of pistachios every day as a pre-meal snack 15 minutes before your largest meal. This is the foundational daily method, and the pre-meal timing is what activates the pistachio effect at its maximum potential. Here is exactly how to use it. Every day, 15 minutes before your largest meal of the day, eat 1 ounce of pistachios slowly, in shell if possible, cracking each one open individually and eating them one at a time over a full 10 minutes. Do not rush this preparation. The slow eating rate is part of the mechanism. Each pistachio's protein triggers incretin hormone release. Its fat begins slowing gastric motility, and its fiber begins forming the viscous layer in the intestine that slows carbohydrate absorption before the meal's carbohydrates arrive. Follow with a small glass of warm water. The pre-meal timing places the pistachio effect, the GLP-1 activation, the gastric emptying slowing, and the pancreatic beta cell antioxidant protection at the window when they prevent the glucose surge, rather than merely reducing it after it has already occurred. 1 ounce, in shell, 15 minutes before your largest meal, eaten slowly over 10 minutes, every single day. The second method is pistachio and carrot eye health preparation 3 times per week. This method combines pistachios' lutein and zeaxanthin with carrots' beta-carotene and vitamin A, the two carotenoid systems that together protect the entire visual pathway from retinal light damage to corneal integrity. Lutein and zeaxanthin protect the macula from blue light damage. Beta-carotene converts to vitamin A that regenerates rhodopsin, the photopigment in rod cells that enables low-light vision, and maintains the corneal epithelium that is the first optical surface light passes through. Here is exactly how to prepare it. 3 times per week, as an afternoon snack, take 1 ounce of raw pistachios. Pair them with 3 to 4 raw baby carrots or 1 medium carrot cut into sticks. Eat them together slowly. The fat in the pistachios dramatically increases beta-carotene absorption from the carrots by providing the lipid micelles that carotenoid absorption requires. Add a squeeze of lemon juice over the carrots. The vitamin C stabilizes both lutein and beta-carotene from oxidation during digestion. Pistachios, raw carrots, lemon juice, 3 times per week as an afternoon snack. The complete retinal carotenoid and vitamin A protection from 2 whole foods eaten together. The third method is pistachio and dark chocolate evening antioxidant preparation. This method delivers pistachios' resveratrol and polyphenols alongside dark chocolate's flavonols, creating a powerful evening antioxidant preparation that protects endothelial cells from the oxidative damage that daytime cardiovascular stress produces and that the body's overnight repair processes need to address. Here is exactly how to prepare it. Every evening after dinner, take 1 ounce of pistachios and 2 squares of dark chocolate containing at least 70% cocoa. Eat them together slowly over 5 minutes. The combination delivers pistachios' L-arginine for nitric oxide production alongside dark chocolate's epicatechin, which has documented activity as an endothelial nitric oxide synthase activator independent of L-arginine, effectively providing 2 separate mechanisms for nitric oxide restoration simultaneously. Dark chocolate's magnesium complements pistachios' magnesium for a combined evening arterial relaxation dose. And the resveratrol from pistachios and the procyanidins from dark chocolate together provide the most potent natural LDL oxidation inhibition available from any 2-food combination. 1 ounce pistachios, 2 squares 70% dark chocolate, every evening after dinner. Now, beyond vision, vascular health, and blood sugar, because daily pistachios do 2 other deeply significant things for people over 45 that are worth knowing from day 1. The first additional benefit is gut microbiome support through pistachios' unique prebiotic fiber. Pistachios contain the highest prebiotic fiber content of any nut, inulin and fructooligosaccharides, selectively feeding bifidobacterium and lactobacillus that produce butyrate, propionate, and acetate. Research in the British Journal of Nutrition found pistachio consumption for 4 weeks significantly increased beneficial gut bacteria and short-chain fatty acid production compared to both almond consumption and a nut-free control, confirming a gut microbiome shift more pronounced than other nuts. The second additional benefit is nerve health protection through pistachios' exceptional B6 content, the single richest food source available. B6 is the rate-limiting cofactor for serotonin, dopamine, GABA, and norepinephrine synthesis. When deficient, common in adults over 45 as B vitamin absorption decreases, neurotransmitter production is impaired across all 4 pathways simultaneously, producing mood instability, anxiety, sleep disruption, and nerve pain attributed to separate conditions. B6 is also required for myelin synthesis, the nerve fiber insulation determining conduction velocity, and its deficiency produces the peripheral neuropathy and tingling that many people over 45 manage with medications, when a nutritional deficiency is the actual cause. And here is the one surprising fact about pistachios that is going to completely change how you think about this nut and explain why eating them in the shell has been scientifically proven to produce better health outcomes than eating the same number of kernels already shelled. Researchers at Eastern Illinois University conducted a study specifically designed to test the effect of in-shell versus shelled pistachio consumption on calorie intake, satiety, and eating rate. They found that people eating in-shell pistachios consumed 41% fewer calories than those eating pre-shelled pistachios in the same eating session, and they reported equal or greater satiety from the smaller amount. The mechanism is what the researchers called the sensory-specific satiety effect of the shells. The physical activity of opening each shell, the visual accumulation of empty shells in the eating area, and the slowed eating rate together signal to the brain that a larger quantity has been consumed than the actual amount, activating satiety pathways earlier. The empty shells are what the researchers called a consumption reminder, a visible record of eating that overrides the brain's tendency to underestimate intake from small, pre-portioned foods. The slowest eater in the study consumed 22% fewer calories than the fastest, confirming that eating rate alone, independent of quantity, significantly affects calorie intake. The shell is not inconvenient packaging. The shell is part of the therapeutic delivery mechanism. Now let me explain exactly why your body needs pistachios specifically after 45, and what stops working in your cells that pistachios directly restore. After 45, cellular energy generation declines through a specific bottleneck most people never identify: the declining B vitamins, particularly B6 and B1, that power the metabolic pathways converting food into usable energy. The Krebs cycle requires B1 for the pyruvate dehydrogenase step, and B6 for the amino acid metabolism steps, providing additional cycle intermediates. When B6 declines, amino acids cannot be efficiently converted to Krebs cycle substrates, reducing the total electron supply to the mitochondrial chain and limiting ATP output below what food intake alone should produce. The result is physical fatigue, mental fog, and reduced capacity that people over 45 experience as accelerating decline. Pistachios directly restore this metabolic pathway through the most bioavailable food source B6 available. Their B6 replenishes the transaminase enzyme cofactor converting amino acids to Krebs cycle intermediates, expanding the electron supply to the mitochondrial chain. Their thiamine supports the pyruvate dehydrogenase complex at the Krebs cycle entry point. And their copper replenishes cytochrome C oxidase, the final electron transfer step. Research in the Journal of the American College of Nutrition found pistachio consumption significantly improved energy metabolism markers, reduced fatigue scores, and improved mitochondrial efficiency in adults over 45 with B vitamin insufficiency over 8 weeks. Remember the question from the beginning? If pistachios protect your vision, restore vascular function, and stabilize blood sugar for $1, what has been silently declining while you spent money on separate solutions? The lutein and zeaxanthin your macula has been losing since your mid-40s. The L-arginine your endothelium has been depleted of while arteries stiffened and vascular function declined. The pistachio effect on blood sugar available for $1 while management formulas charged $30. And the B6 restoring neurotransmitter synthesis, nerve conduction, and Krebs cycle efficiency that your body stopped maintaining automatically. 49 kernels, 1 handful, every single day, starting today. Here's what you learned today. When you eat pistachios for 7 days over 45, 3 things happen. Your eyes begin receiving protection as lutein and zeaxanthin incorporate into retinal tissue, and vitamin E protects the lens from cataract-forming oxidative cross-linking. Your vascular and sexual health begins improving as L-arginine restores endothelial nitric oxide production throughout the entire arterial system. And your blood sugar enters the pistachio effect pattern as fiber, fat, protein, and pancreatic beta cell antioxidant protection combine to flatten the post-meal glucose curve by up to 30%. 3 methods: 1 ounce pre-meal pistachios, 15 minutes before the largest meal for maximum pistachio effect activation, pistachio and carrot eye health preparation 3 times per week for combined retinal carotenoid protection, and pistachio and dark chocolate evening antioxidant preparation for dual mechanism nitric oxide restoration and LDL oxidation protection. In shell always. Eaten slowly always. Every single day. If this video gave you a real, practical, affordable solution for the vision, vascular health, and blood sugar management you have been protecting expensively, please hit that like button right now and subscribe. Every week, honest science, practical protocols, affordable solutions for people who are serious about their health after 45. Tell me in the comments, are you more concerned about your vision, your blood sugar, or your cardiovascular health right now? Drop your honest answer below, because your answer might help another person over 45 realize that the pistachio sitting in their grocery store for $1 is addressing all 3 simultaneously, while the supplements they are buying are addressing 1. 49 kernels, in shell, starting today. I will see you in the next one.